The Simpsons is a 30-minute television show that revolves around the American animated Simpsons family. This series was created by Matt Groening and was actually not an entire show to begin with. Since the production of the show, it has expanded into movies, video games, comic books, beers, and even a theme park attraction. According to Jenkins, a transmedia story unfolds across multiple media platforms, with each new text making a distinctive and valuable contribution to the whole. I believe The Simpsons is a fantastic example of a transmedia franchise because the different platforms give an in-depth experience to viewers, which motivates more consumption. In 1976, Matt Groening moved to Los Angeles to chase after his dreams. In order to describe his life in Los Angeles to his friends, he created a series of comic strips which he called his Life in Hell series. The comics began in 1977 and the main characters consisted of anthropomorphic rabbits and a gay couple. The characters of these strips attack topics such as school, work, and love. Producer James L. Brooks was working on a new project for the Fox network entitled The Tracy Ullman Show. Brooks saw some of Groening's self-published comics and decided he wanted to have animated shorts before and after commercial breaks of The Tracy Ullman Show. Brooks asked Groening to pitch an idea for his shorts, and initially Groening was going to pitch his Life in Hell series. Groening realized that if Brooks was to animate the Life in Hell series, he would lose all of his publication rights, so he declined the offer. A man by the name of Richard Sake called Groening and asked him if he had any other characters drawn up that he would be willing to let Fox merchandise. Groening accepted the offer, and what he presented ended up becoming what we know today as The Simpsons. It is not certain when Groening came up with the idea of The Simpsons, but there are different speculations. Some think he drew the sketches in the lobby of James L. Brooks' office, while others say he drew them up in the car on his way over. Groening based the characters off his own life, him being played by Bart, which is an anagram for the word brat, in which his character would resemble. Brooks loved the sketches, and The Simpsons were underway. Groening made a deal with Fox, which made sure he maintained a huge portion of revenue from merchandising for his creations. He believed the rough sketches he pitched to Brooks would be cleaned up before television, but they were just merely traced and made yellow. The Simpsons debuted on The Tracy Ullman Show on April 19, 1987. The shorts were a hit, and they received a lot of laughs from the audience. After the third season, Brooks was approached by a man named David Silverman who was drunk at a party and said he thought it would be a good idea to create The Simpsons as their own half-hour-long television show. Brooks, who was already contemplating this idea, decided to go about his plan. In 1989, a team including Matt Groening, James L. Brooks, and Sam Simon adapted changes to The Simpsons' appearance and compacted The Simpsons shorts into a rebellious half-hour-long series. The show was a hit and ranked among the top 30 new sitcoms. In the second season, The Simpsons created their first Halloween special called Treehouse of Horrors, which sometimes does parodies of other scary films or novels. It showed a scary side of The Simpsons which viewers never saw before. Throughout the years, The Simpsons expanded their list of characters as well as their list of people who produced the show. The producers, who are referred to as showrunners, changed multiple times throughout the years to keep ideas fresh. On February 9, 1997, The Simpsons became the longest-running primetime animated series in the United States. A few years later, The Simpsons got another mini makeover. Their mouths became less round, and they look how we see them on TV today. The animated series takes place in a town called Springfield, but there is no mention of what state they are from. There are clues that roll out locations throughout the United States, but there are also teasers thrown in. Their creators have fun keeping viewers on their seats and even joke with them about the undisclosed location. Jenkins would say that this is a good way for interactivity for its consumers. Their collective intelligence through online discussion boards allows everyone to compare notes and gain a bigger picture. In 2003, The Simpsons came out with an action-packed video game that was released for Xbox, PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Microsoft Windows. The writers of this television show wrote the story and dialogue for the game. The game allows consumers to explore the entire town of Springfield. In the television show, viewers know what Moe's or the Quickie Mart looks like, but in relation to other places in the town, they do not know without playing this game. The video game is a pre-programmed entertainment experience, so according to Jenkins, this would allow for interactivity to consumers. The Simpsons branched out in 2007 and created The Simpsons movie. According to Henry Jenkins, each franchise needs to be contained, meaning if you don't watch the show, you can still watch the movie, and vice versa. The Simpsons is based in the town of Springfield, but they never say which state. Fox and USA held the competition for The Simpsons movie and let fans get involved in choosing which Springfield location in the United States would host the movie premiere. The winning location was Springfield, Vermont. This movie expanded how viewers saw The Simpsons characters, increased the show's scale, let viewers get involved, and allowed for an idea to be developed that was too complex for a TV series. With such success, the writers of The Simpsons came up with another video game that was simply named The Simpsons Game. The game was released in October 2007 and thrived due to the movie, which also came out that year. There is one episode that truly touches base on Radioactive Man the comic book, but there is not an in-depth look. Radioactive Man comic books were actually created and allowed for people to get a more comprehensive idea of who Radioactive Man was. Radioactive Man was played by Homer, and by reading these comic books, viewers see Homer's superhero side. This is a wonderful way for comic book fans to get involved with the show, or for viewers to get into comic books. Duff Beer is the brand of beer that Homer and his friends drink throughout the series. The beer is just an animation in the series, but has now been made into a real beer. The official Duff Beer is something that allows consumers to connect with Simpsons characters and fully experience even what Homer and the guys are drinking. The beer is not sold everywhere, but the official version of Duff Beer is sold at Universal Studios. Another expansion of The Simpsons was an app that was released in 2012. Farmville was a popular app at that time, and The Simpsons created Tapped Out, which was quite similar. Homer has to rebuild the town after a nuclear explosion. The app made over $50 million in revenue that year. The reason this beer is sold at Universal Studios is because there is an entire area dedicated to The Simpsons. At Universal Studios, you can connect with The Simpsons through visiting Krusty Land, riding the Simpsons ride, or visiting characters that might be walking through Krusty Land. This theme park allows for the people of all ages. Kids visit the people dressed to enjoy smaller rides, teens and adults can ride the larger rides, and older can buy Duff Beer in Krusty Land to get the full experience. To understand and explore different sides of The Simpsons, viewers get involved or watch other fan fiction. At fanfiction.net, viewers create their own scenarios for The Simpsons. There are normal examples where Lisa is the daredevil, and extreme examples where Marge and Homer make their own pornography. The examples are endless. Throughout the years, The Simpsons has branched out through multiple media platforms. Any of these platforms can be an entry into The Simpsons. If one goes to Universal Studios and likes how the characters look, they can watch the show or movie if they please. These different platforms also create a larger picture. Without experiencing each aspect, it is hard to see the different characteristics of each of the characters. In addition, each type of content engages viewers differently. Redundancy makes fans lose interest, which ultimately makes franchises fail. Introducing new levels of insight and allowing fans to become interactive will sustain customer loyalty, and this is true with The Simpsons. Through their contests, products that were made from animations, and also a wide variety of coloring books that teaches people how to draw the characters. The Simpsons has proved to be a very effective transmedia franchise. Other similar franchises, such as Family Guy, have been successful in recent years, but Family Guy does not have as much interactivity with fans because it lacks contests of any type. According to Jenkins, transmedia storytelling represents a process where integral elements of fiction get dispersed systematically across multiple delivery channels for a purpose of creating a unified and coordinated entertainment experience. Ideally, each medium makes its own unique contribution to the unfolding of the story, and The Simpsons franchise does precisely that.